What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. Welcome to the Week 17 Daily Fantasy Football Picks video. A quick recap of last week. It was overall a bad week for cash games. Ben Roethlisberger was my number one quarterback I went with last week, and he did terrible, and so did Antonio Brown. I was fortunate enough to have Blake Bortles and Drew Brees bring me back to even, and GPP actually bring me just a little bit above even. Enough of last week though, let's go on to my Week 17 DFS NFL picks. You know how we do on the show, we like to pick a kicker and defense first, that way it gives us a better idea of our average remaining salary. The top two kickers I project to have the most points this week are Stephen Gostkowski and Chris Boswell. Gostkowski priced at $5,200 maximum price, and Boswell priced at $4,900. Brandon McManus is a great value kicker at that mid-range price of $4,700, but we like to pick a minimum price kicker, and that's our last priority when we're spending on our lineups for positions. So I like to put Blair Walsh in there. If you want to be a contrarian, you can put Dallas Cowboys kicker Dan Bailey, but let's put Blair Walsh in there. He's my favorite kicker at minimum price of only $4,500. For defenses, there's several choices here. You can go with the Broncos defense going against the Chargers. I really like that. Lots of upside there. The Chiefs are okay, $100 cheaper than the Broncos at $5,100. The Broncos are $5,200. We have the Steelers at $4,900. Johnny Manziel is doubtful. We all know Josh McCown's not playing. And I like the Texans at $4,800. The Patriots are a little bit less riskier than the Texans. The Texans are that high upside defense, but I like both of them a lot. Both the Texans and Patriots are priced at $4,800. Now, one that I'm going to likely put in here are the Rams defense at $4,600, but I do have some really good punts here. I got the Cowboys as more of a GPP pick because Washington may rest a lot of their players, so I do kind of like that. Also, they're actually pretty good. The Cowboys are pretty good at defending the pass. So I like that as kind of a contrarian pick, a sleeper pick at only $4,300. Now, my favorite defense at a cheap price is the Tennessee Titans at only $4,100. They're playing against the Colts. Now, if Hasselbeck doesn't play, they could be starting someone like Josh Freeman. So I really like the upside with the Titans as long as Hasselbeck doesn't play. And it looks like he's not going to play. So I really like that defense at $4,100. Now, once you're constructing your lineup, go either with the Rams, I would suggest, or the Titans. And then if you have extra money left over to spend, then we can spend up on a defense. That Titans D is going to be really good if you need to squeeze in an extra $400 or $500 for your salary. Now let's go back up to quarterback. Now there's a lot of QBs and a lot of tight ends that you can pick from. Also, as you saw, a lot of defenses that you can pick from. A lot of good picks. That's why it's going to be really important that you pick the right running backs and wide receivers. So for quarterbacks, I like a lot of different QBs here, and you can make arguments for so many of them. Cam Newton, I really like him this week. You can't be scared of what he did last week. Same thing with Roethlisberger. Cam Newton, $9,100. Roethlisberger at $8,800. Also Brady, I really like him this week at $8,900. Now, if you do pick Brady, make sure you keep tabs on Amendola and all the injuries with the Patriots receivers and offensive linemen. You just want to know that before you invest so much salary in Brady. Other QBs I really like are Ryan Fitzpatrick. And Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to be playing hard. The Jets have something to play for. The Bills are going to be playing hard. They want to win this game. So I really like Fitzpatrick. He's been really good this whole year. And he's only $7,800 playing in Buffalo. Now, Matthew Stafford's okay at $7,700. Matt Ryan, he's going to be a really good pick. More of a GPP play, though. You could play him in cash games. I don't really have anything against that because of his cheap price at only $7,600. So he has a great matchup playing at home in a dome. This is the one game you want to start Matt Ryan if you wanted to start him in DFS. Eli Manning's a decent pick at $7,500, but when we go into wide receivers, I like Odell Beckham. That's really the main reason you like Eli. And a sleeper I like this week a lot is Brian Hoyer, priced at $6,900, going against the Jaguars. Now, I really like Hoyer. I think, he's probably not going to be a top 4 QB this week. You can pretty much pencil that in right now, but at 6,900, you can also pencil in that he's going to bring you value there. At only 6,900, he should be able to bring back that value. For running backs, Freeman, Gurley, and Adrian Peterson are all worth consideration. But why spend up right there? We can go a little bit cheaper and get D'Angelo Williams at only 8,200. I think this guy is pretty much a must-have in cash games. I really like him. David Johnson, someone you can consider at 7,700, has a tough matchup against the Seahawks. That matchup doesn't scare me too much, though. The guys I really like in the mid-price range are Tim Hightower, 7,000, playing against the Falcons. Really like that choice right there. Also, Sharkandrick West, 6,800, going against the Raiders. That's an awesome pick, and people are going to shy away from him a little bit because of his last week's performance. That's how it is. Last week you have a great game, everybody picks him. Or the week before you have a terrible game, and his ownage percentage drops down the following week. Just the way it goes. And also, if Jonathan Stewart is out, Cameron Artis-Payne is an excellent choice. He's only priced at 5,500, so that's going to be a steal if you really want to spend up on, let's say, a wide receiver. For wideouts, strong consideration for all the elite guys. That's Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and Odell Beckham. My favorite out of the bunch is Antonio Brown, priced at 9,100. I think he's best suited for cash games. You definitely can pick him in GPPs, don't get me wrong, but if I was playing a cash game, that Antonio Brown is my favorite one out the bunch. My second favorite is Odell Beckham Jr., priced at only 8,900, going against the Eagles. The price is just flat out amazing for ODB. He's a straight up elite wide receiver. Brandon Marshall's worth consideration. So's Emmanuel Sanders, a guy that I really like though, and the price is right. He's going to bring back value. The most consistent wide receiver this year, Eric Decker, priced at only 7,400. Going to be hard to beat that value right there, and that dependability. You can depend on him. He's going to get you at least 80 yards and or a touchdown. Going a lot cheaper now, we got Willie Snead at only 6,300. That's super cheap. And I have a super sleeper priced at only 5,300. The best way to save money at this wide receiver position is Nate Washington going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we have Cecil Shorts out. We know when Cecil Shorts is out, Nate Washington will get a ton of targets. The number 2 receiver over there when Shorts is out. For tight ends, several options here. I really like Rob Gronkowski this week. I didn't like him a lot last week because of his high price tag. But this week, I think he has a much better matchup. 8,100. I think that's actually cheap for Gronkowski. You know he's going to be good. Greg Olson's okay at 6,600. I like Tyler Eifert. I like the upside here. He's kind of a touchdown or bust. And with no Dalton, coming off some injuries, head injuries, neck injuries, it's going to be a huge risk here. And those things add up. It's not the starting quarterback, and he's coming off an injury. That increases his risk. So, in other words, that decreases his floor. So, a high-risk guy right there. A lot less riskier guy. Travis Kelce, priced at 6,200. That's the same price as Eifert, so that would make Eifert more of a GPP pick, and Kelce definitely more of a cash game pick. I think you can tell I really like Kelce this week. You want to save a little bit more money. For $900 cheaper, you got Benjamin Watson going against the Falcons at only 5,300. You want to save a little bit more money, go with Eric Ebron again. Now, he didn't do good last week, but for his price, he actually did good because everybody, just about in DFS, everybody was terrible at picking tight end. So if you picked Eric Ebron, that's not that bad last week because he did pretty good. He actually brought back decent value. So he's priced at 4,800 this week. And for the punt of the week for tight ends, I have Vance McDonald at 4,600. And those are all my picks for week 17. If you guys want to play some of these picks, you can do so on FanDuel. Just follow the link below and use promo code FANTASYCOUCH. Also, you can download the FanDuel app. And if you guys want to help support Fantasy Couch, just download the app, or you can play on the computer. Just follow the link below and use promo code FANTASYCOUCH. It really helps us and shows that we're sending people over there to FanDuel. So thank you for the support, and you guys have been using the link and the promo code, and I want to thank you guys for that. And that about wraps up this video. If you guys want to buy some of my lineups, ones that I actually use when I play, you can do so by going here or go to fantasycouch.com/store. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video. Please leave a comment. I'd like to hear your feedback. Also, you guys, make sure you have a safe and happy new year. I'll see you guys on the next video.